So let's move into discourse. And before we begin discourse, actually, I'm just going to ask you all to let's get off the screen for a second and let's just close our eyes for a second. Breathe slowly with me. Just feel your breath for a second. Okay, so just breathe with me slowly. We're going to inhale together. And exhale. And as you're doing this breathing, I want you to clear your mind of any thoughts of the day and just focus on your inhale and your exhale. Now, this is one of the most powerful temples of them all. Just being with yourself and being able to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. And it starts very simply with just breathing and having a vision. And what I want you to kind of envision moving forward is I want you to think of a dream, like your highest dream of what you want. It could be just your highest dream. Could be as simple as I want to make a psytrance song. Or your highest dream could be I want to play at a music festival in Sweden, for example. And just have that one singular clear dream, clear ambition that you want to achieve. And that being something musically related with your musical life. So once you have that dream down, if you have another dream that's coming in the way, no problem. If you have multiple dreams, try to keep it just for now to three. Three big dreams, ambitions, like milestone things that you want to achieve in your life that are musically related. And it can be simple, it can be complicated, everything is perfect. Okay, wonderful. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back here. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to focus on these two things for today. There's like this whole map of music production that I've kind of crafted over here. And I'm going to go through all this stuff during the masterclass. I'm not going to do mastering. It's the one topic I'm not going to cover. But I'm going to tell you how you can prepare for mastering, where you can go to get your music mastered. But let's start just here at this very simple level here, which is goals, time, and my sound. And so I'm going to give you this document so you'll have access to it. And let's talk about goals for a second. Now, if you don't have a specific goal in mind about what you want to achieve, there's kind of no direction and you're kind of endlessly experimenting. And that is fine for a short time, but it can be a big waste of time if you are constantly just experimenting. And basically if you have a clear goal, you can be more focused in what it is you want to achieve. And that's what I want to kind of help you to kind of address before you come to the masterclass. You want to set some ambitions and visions. So you're going to write down at least one musical ambition or vision here that you have for yourself. You can write as many as you want. And this can change over time. I want to play a show at Boom Festival. That's like a big dream for me, for example. And once you hit that dream, you delete it, and then you make your next dream come true. And I have generally found that writing down any kind of goal that I have in my life, just writing stuff down, looking at it, there's something very powerful in that. I find that a lot of goals that I set, after some time, I'll look at those goals and they've been achieved, and I'll just delete them and then start to put the next few goals in there. Now, all the people that you respect and admire in whatever craft it may be, not even necessarily music, they are amazing and extraordinary at what they do, not because it just came to them or they were naturally talented. You know, they spent so many hours becoming good at whatever they were good at doing. And so the easiest way to get better at music is just simply prioritizing spending time with it. And the other shortcut is actually finding a great teacher. If you find a great teacher, and I'm not saying I'm the greatest teacher or anything like that, but finding a teacher is actually one of the shortest ways to help you to basically get good at whatever you want to get good at. Just because a teacher is able to see all the flaws in things and just show you shortcuts to get to something faster. And then there's 3 types of time, basically. When we talk about music, there's 3 types of time. There's study time, where you actually go and learn something specific. There's jamming time, where you're just playing around and having fun. And then there's production time, where you're actually going to create something. Whether you're going to use it or not is a whole different thing. But these are the 3 different types of time. Once you set a dream or a vision, it's good to start setting weekly goals about what you want to do. I started off doing things that were time-based, but I found it really hard to stick with time-based stuff. So I find it more easy now just to kind of put my goals down and then kind of just look at my goal sheet every day, and then I'll work. You know, some weeks I won't even get to my goals, but then the week later or the week after, I'll look at the goal sheet and I will have achieved some of the goals. So just simply writing down little tasks that you need to do every week will help you tremendously in achieving your master vision or master dream. When you want to learn about something, try to have a plan about what you want to learn before you even start learning about it. So you say, I want to learn how to make a psychedelic bass sound, or I want to learn how to make a trap beat. You know, just having that singular goal about what you want to learn is really going to help you to make sure your study is efficient. And then when you jam, a lot of people in general is they spend too much time jamming, or they spend too much time studying and they don't spend enough time producing. What you kind of want to do is you want to notice what time is spent within these 3 quadrants and then allocate time for it. When you allocate more time towards production, you get really good at the craft of music production. So creating or recording something is basically what production is. And then resources. Sometimes today, for example, should I get a MIDI controller? Just being able to start to type it down. Okay, I want to get a push 2, or I want to get a Novation controller. This kind of thing is really helpful for you if you're having challenges with money, to put that resource down, find out what the cost is, see where you can purchase it, and then make a plan on how you're going to acquire it. Are you going to borrow money from somebody? Are you going to work on a job specifically just to make the right amount of money to get it? Are you going to exchange energy with somebody to do them a service and in exchange help you to buy this thing? So resource acquisition is another thing that you can plan for if you want something specific. So having this fundamental layer of setting goals is a really good starting point. Just prepare yourself before you come to the masterclass. And then another thing I highly recommend is actually figuring out what is your sound. So what is my sound is probably one of the hardest codes to crack. I spent a year actually just kind of choosing my sounds. And because I spent so much time choosing my sounds, now when I think about sound, I kind of almost know where to find this sound. So being able to identify what is your sound or what sounds resonate with you is a real important skill, okay? So I would encourage you, before you get to the masterclass, start listening to songs you love, write them down, and try to see if you can find a language or words to describe what sounds do you love in that song. Starting to be able to use your own language to describe sound is a huge part of the music production process. So being able to identify, I want a saw bass, I want a glitchy melody. Saying those particular language things really help you to fast track being able to map in your brain, I want to do this, and then you're able to do it, basically. And it's just a very simple idea. Look for 3 songs you love and start to write down what in those sounds do you like. Yeah, it's taken me actually quite a long time to find my own sound, but now I think I've finally found like my own musical sound. And it takes a lot of experimenting before you find your sound. Some people just find one sound that works for them, and then they're just automatically connected, and they have a lot of success with it. So this would be my homework for you to prepare for masterclass. Find some sounds you love, set some goals before you come to masterclass, and then when you come to masterclass, you're going to be so much more like ready to take that on and take advantage of that to the fullest. Concepts people don't talk about. I don't know why. You watch all the YouTube videos and stuff like that. People never talk about like defining a concept, setting some goals and things like that. But that preceding step, I feel, is the most effective and efficient one to take you forward.